Hey guys, so it's Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central European Time, which means it's time for another episode of Be, Think, Transform. And today I want to take a neuroscientific look at what limiting beliefs are and why we have them. Are you ready? Then stay tuned. And I'm scrolling, looking for my intro. There it is. Hello, welcome back. So in case you don't know me yet, my name is Henrike Schmidt. I'm the whole brain coach and I'm a certified neuro coach, which means I use neuroscience to explain how our brain works, why we do what we do when we don't want to do it, and how to get ourselves to stop doing certain things. So basically, how to use the brain, how to hack the brain for better results. And today I wanted to look at a concept that I am sure you have heard of, and that is that of limiting beliefs. So a limiting belief is basically a not quite conscious assumption that we have about ourselves, about the world, about other people, and about our relationships with other people that have formed sometime in the past and that are embedded in our brains and that keep us stuck in repetitive behavior patterns. So there is a very simple way of understanding why we form limiting beliefs. And most of those really stubborn limiting beliefs were formed in childhood. So to understand why beliefs formed in childhood are so perfidious and kind of, hard to get rid of, you need to understand how our brains develop after we're born. So as human beings, when we're born, our brains aren't fully developed yet. So if you think of the brain as having three main areas, the brain stem, the lizard brain, the limbic brain, our emotional brain, and then our neocortex, and most notably our prefrontal cortex, which is our clever brain, the CEO, the Yoda, I'm in charge type brain. Then we're only born with the lizard fully functioning and the emotional brain being kind of in its early stages. I mean, it's all there. It's just not fully developed yet, including the neocortex. Like it's not like it's growing out of everything. Yeah, sure. Hey, welcome back. So in case you don't know who I am yet, my name is Henrike Schmidt. I am the whole brain coach and I'm a certified neuro coach, which means I use neuroscience to help my clients understand their brains and physiology better so they can use that knowledge to change certain behavior patterns that they may have picked up and that they want to get rid of, or just basic understandings behind certain strategies that they might encounter during coaching. So today I wanted to take a look at limiting beliefs. I'm sure you've heard of it. So a limiting belief is a not quite conscious assumption that we have about ourselves, about the world out there, about other people, and about our relationships with other people that is somehow stealing our lives away from us. So those limiting beliefs, as is in the title, limit us to, fulfilling our full potential, to really living our best lives. And those limiting beliefs are most likely to have been formed during childhood and adolescence. And the reason for that is because as humans, when we're born, our brains aren't fully developed yet. So if you think of the brain as a three-stage thing, you have at the lowest level your brainstem, the lizard brain. This is where you have all your reflexes, your swallowing, your breathing, your heartbeat, sweating, hair growth, blinking, that's all down there. That's not consciously accessible by you. Because imagine how exhausting that would be if you had to consciously think about all of these things all the time. So your brainstem's got you covered. It's running that below the surface, all right? When you're born, that is working fine, okay? Then just one level up, you have your emotional brain. And that too, when you're born, is already there and somewhat functioning, but still under development. So babies don't have like the full spectrum of emotions that you may be experiencing, from day to day. They just know comfortable, uncomfortable, comfortable, uncomfortable. Yeah. And they don't really know why. So again, this is all still in development. And the neocortex, which is your decision-making, problem-solving, perspective-changing abilities, those only fully develop in your mid-20s to early 30s. So anything up to that point is still sometimes subject to hit and miss behavior, trial and error kind of thing. So maybe you've noticed me saying perspective changing, prefrontal cortex, decision making, problem solving. And those things aren't integrated into the brain when we're still children. So we may be experiencing a situation and we make it mean one thing and one thing alone. And that memory then gets embedded in our brains below our neocortex accessibility. So we, again, aren't consciously aware that we have those beliefs. And this is why it's so difficult to get to them. So you may have a good idea that, I have low self-esteem, I have issues around my body or, around my abilities, my intelligence, but why? Why do you think you're too stupid to do X, Y, Z? Why do you think you're too ugly to do such and such? So there's probably somewhere in your past one or many experiences where your brain thought, yep, tick, 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 or proof that this is true. And here's another thing about the brain. The brain isn't a reality interpreting machine. It's a future predicting one, a pattern recognizing one. So our brain is trying to keep its energy expenditure low. All right, so our brain makes up about 2% of our entire body mass, which is the highest percentage of all mammals. So our brains compared to our body size are huge. I mean, a blue whale has a bigger brain, but compared to the rest of its body size, it's tiny. So 2% of our body mass use up 20% of our metabolizing energy. So 20% of what you eat is only going into your brain. So another reason why it's important that you look after what you eat and give yourself the right type of nutrients is because it's going up here. And if you know that, you also have to understand that your brain is trying to keep this energy expenditure, which is already really high, as low as possible by predicting a lot of the things. So if your brain had to assess all the sensory information that's coming in every second of the day, it would be overwhelmed. You would probably you would die. Like there's no doubt about it. Your brain would run out of fuel. So it does something else instead. It predicts certain things. So once it has enough evidence to believe that something is going to happen again and again and again and again in the future, it puts it in the habit category, in the subconscious category. So, two things. First of all, when things happen in childhood, the clever brain isn't integrated yet. And secondly, once it's been spooled in a couple of times, your brain goes, all right, got it. And it puts it in the in the subconscious category anyway. So that's why you can have limiting beliefs that were formed later in life as well. So how do you get rid, or how do you even know what the limiting belief is? I would like to suggest for you to just pay attention. Yeah. If you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you're always repeating certain patterns, pay attention and journal about it. So whenever you do that thing you do again that you want to get rid of, write it down. Figure out where you are, what you're doing, what you're thinking, who you're with, how you're feeling. And over the course of a couple of weeks, I am absolutely certain certain patterns will emerge. And when you then identify the thought that you're having around this behavior and sit with it, meditate on it. It doesn't have to be, in a lotus position on a meditation cushion, but just sit with it quietly, close your eyes and marinate in that thought. Yeah. I can't do this because I'm too stupid. And then certain memories are likely to bubble up to the surface. Your brain going, oh yeah, oh, you're looking for proof, right? So here's the proof. And it will give you those memories of when something happened that seemingly meant that you're too stupid, that you're too ugly, that you're too this, too little of that, too much of that. Yeah. So that is the very, very first step. There is several more, and they're not difficult, but they may be difficult to do on your own. And that's why I would like to invite you, if you feel that you have a limiting belief that is keeping you stuck, and you want to check if your assumptions are correct, then please, please, please reach out to me, because I'm offering some free coaching sessions this week and next week, so we can take a look at what it is that is going on for you. Yeah. I am probably going to make a post with more steps of how. So if you feel that it's a limiting belief that is keeping you stuck, I would really like to invite you to reach out to me, because I am offering a few free neuro coaching sessions this week and next, in which I would like to explore what it is exactly, what your limiting belief is, and I'm going to help you let go of it. I promise you it's going to be transformative, because once you take it out, it's like removing a splinter from your finger. Suddenly there's, the wound can heal over and you can move on and you can do different things that you weren't able to do until this point. So I'm going to put a link in the comments, and I'm going to tell you what it is right now. Anyway, it's bookcoachhenrike.as.me/neurocoaching60. 60, because it's a full 60 minutes and there's no sales talk. It's just about you and your limiting belief or whatever other challenge might pop up during the session. All right. So this is it from me for today. My name is Henrike Schmidt. I'm the whole brain coach, and I help high performing. So this is it from me for today. My name is Henrike Schmidt. I am the whole brain coach, and I will be back here next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central European Time, with another episode of Be, Think, Transform. Until then, be careful, stay safe. We're not quite out of this whole pandemic thing yet. But I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.